Here, I've got it recording.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, you guys good? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thanks. Sorry about that, guys. I'll just go over this one more sec for the sake of the recording.
It's all right.
So here's the video. You can push play. It plays the video. I don't have a pause button yet. I'll implement that. You can see the code's really easy over here. All you have to do is include this tag. Here's the audio. It's just a recording of me explaining the site. It's really cool. This whole thing is actually like built in already. You know, it's the audio control. Oh, maybe there's something like a video control over here. Like this is audio. Oh, audio controls. Anyways, there's some more I'll probably have to check out on that. This one is actually kind of cool. I'll just refresh the page so you can see it. But you do have to click this setup game function. So this is a canvas, right? It's like a small interactive piece. But basically, when you set up the game, I add this listener to it, and it basically just tracks wherever you click on the page.
Okay.
Right? So and it passes down, it has these certain things. You know, it gets these certain properties. E, which is what's passed into the function, which is just
which is
anyways.
the event.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then this canvas that it just subtracts that from basically an origin, and then that calculates what the X and the Y is, right? And then it puts like a little, oh, I haven't set it up yet, and then it puts a circle wherever you clicked. I thought about making it drop or anything, but I guess I was lazy. God, this is good. Anyway, so that as far as actually drawing on the canvas, that's this code right here. Get context 2D, CTX weekend path, and this is essentially like the equation for a circle, right? And where to draw the circle in the canvas, right? The X and the Y value. And then I forgot exactly what all these are, but this is essentially the equation for the circle first. It's a circle, right? And then this is how must be how big it is, right? For the radius.
Yeah, radius
that's it.
times 2 pi.
I kind of made it and then I thought about it, but I've done like a little bit of security, like computer security stuff, and it kind of made me think. It kind of makes me think like, oh, where could this break, kind of thing. And so essentially every time you click this game, you add a listener, so you're adding more and more and more listeners, right? So every time you do that, you're actually adding another listener, if that makes sense to you guys. So if you watch right now, I just click this once and you can see it looks pretty normal when I click a circle. But if I push this a bunch of times and just to see what happens, and then if you look at this, you can actually see it's a lot darker. So it actually is adding. It actually is making, and if you push it enough times, I bet you could break it.
Yeah.
So something a little cool kind of hack,
Well, can you, since you're adding the listener, can you remove the listener at the end?
I'm sure you could, but for the sake of the canvas and the game, I don't necessarily make it.
I think it's easy to fix that. You just create a variable like true or false, and when you click
and
the setup game function the first time, it sets that variable.
Yeah, and then
it doesn't add the listener anymore.
Yeah. But I kind of wanted to leave it because I think little hacks like that, it's not gonna hurt anything, So it's cool. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I have for this. Does anybody have any questions about it?
Well, that's pretty cool. So if you just add the audio, the video control, do you think it's gonna show up or something?
That's what I'm thinking. You want to look that up right now? Just for the sake of then everybody would know it right now. We can just do it. Do you want to do that?
I'll just check it out. Video control HTML5.
Yeah, you want to share it? You want to share your screen? You're gonna be.
Yeah. It actually works. It's just like that, I guess. Okay. So
oh no way, dude! Just video control.
It just add controls at the end.
Oh, okay.
And then it has the Can you guys hear
No
anything?
way, dude.
Yeah.
I can't. I
I
cannot.
can't hear it though. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's just, you just add controls and it works. And it has like
Oh my gosh,
the
that's
whole batch,
awesome.
like the volume control, the full screen controller.
Just amazing how much functionality is built into the stuff
There's
that we use.
there's even a
Amazing.
picture-in-picture mode. Whoa.
A download.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Dude, it's a picture-in-picture mode, just like that. Like literally one word.
That's
That's
awesome.
pretty cool. That's very
Yeah,
cool.
I'll go change that right now. Now that you brought that up, I'm glad.
Just to see if it works.
Yeah, but that's so easy.
If it works, you should share it just for us to see how it looks.
Oh, you want to see? You want me to? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll share right now then.
Is it working?
Yeah, mine works. Yeah, just like
I'm
that. I
gonna-
didn't even go into my code and change it. I just changed it right in the browser.
Oh, okay. It just inspects the element.
Yeah, I just inspected it and changed it. Let me see. I'll show it to you though.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
all right.
all I did was literally all I did was plug it in right here and it works.
Nice.
Super easy.
All right, that's pretty
Okay.
cool. So yeah. Okay, so now it's my turn. All right. So I'm still like kind of studying the content for week 9. I'm still making some tests actually, because turns out that transforms have a lot of this is old. Transforms have a lot of content actually. It's way more things than the transitions. So basically, I'm just testing out a few elements of transform, and then I'm gonna see like I want to do something cool with it because it's just so nice. So this actually combines both transform and animation, because if you see like what transform does, it actually like yeah, it just there are four main usages for it. There's the translate, there's the scale, there's the rotate, and there's the skew. So this perspective, I'm not sure what it does. I still have to look into it. But well, these are actually like the. I don't know if you guys have studied computer graphics at some point, but these are the four main operations you perform like in computer graphics. Like everything that you do to make like a game or render a 3D scene comes from like these four operations: translating, scaling, rotating, and skewing.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And like there's actually like this matrix function, because all transformations, they are actually like they come from the matrices. For example, a scaling matrix is like it has an identity at the middle of the matrix, and then like I believe I'm not sure if the identity matrix is the scale, but whatever. Like you scale, or like you do these operations using only matrices. So this matrix allows you to do like all operations with just
Oh yeah.
like this function, but it's extremely hard to use. At least I thought so, because if you can see, like there are
It's complicated.
six, six numbers you can input to this. And for the 3D matrix, it's 16 values. So it's easy to just work or like separately.
Just makes sense. Yeah, it's easier to read too, right?
Yeah. So, okay. So skewing is it's this. You like you fix the top and the bottom axis, and then you kind of do this with the image. But at the same time you're doing it, like you're kind of rotating. So like at 90 degrees, the image disappears because it actually,
Oh, it's horizontal. Yeah,
yeah, it kind of, yeah,
like flat.
it's like this.
Cool.
So you can't see it. And then like if you start going
When it
back,
comes back.
it starts.
And 180 degrees is like 100, like flipped around, like just
Yeah.
opposite. So
Yeah.
could you do 100, 180, and then back to done? Could you just like toggle between those?
Yeah, like you can use an animation, and it just like it's gonna like smoothly transition through like
Oh.
all these points. For example, if I come here, and well, I'm gonna do it on the fly. It may not work, but let's try it. So if I try like to skew X, and then skew X at 100%, right here.
Oh yeah.
You see?
That's cool.
So I think the idea is that it kind of goes to infinite. I'm not sure. It may be because like at 90 degrees it's trying to go to the infinite, and that's why it disappears. But basically, like this is what skewing does. It deforms the image in this like in this orientation. So okay, that's skewing. You can skew in X, and then you can skew in Y. For example, like this. It just changes like the X.
They look really similar. I guess they're just going in, like before it was stretching across the x-axis, and now it's
Yes.
stretching kind of across the y-axis.
Yeah, that's it. You're just switching the axis that's being skewed. So
It's a lot
that's
of math. You don't think it's a lot of math? That's a lot of math.
yeah.
That's happening. Like
Do you
all
want
those
to
are being.
see it? Because I actually have like a slide that shows all the like how these operations are done.
Man, you are very dedicated. I can't believe you look all that stuff up. That's awesome.
No, yeah, it's actually because I've taken like I've taken computer graphics class, and actually right now I'm taking a physically based rendering class, which is like advanced computer graphics. So these concepts, like I've been studying these concepts a lot. Let me just see if I can. Okay, right here.
Senor.
Okay, so this is how it works. For example, yeah, I was right. Like
Yeah,
scaling,
matrix.
you actually like this is the oh, I forgot the name now. The identity matrix. So to
Yeah.
scale, you just change the value of the identity. For example, if you want to scale on 0.5, you just put 0.5. If you want to scale like with different values, you can as well. So shearing is what we call skewing in CSS. So it's like you put ones on the identity matrix.
It's the identity matrix, and then yeah.
And then you put like a
and
value
the
on the
y-axis.
yeah.
Okay.
For skewing the y-axis, you put a value here. For shearing the y-axis, you put it here. So basically, this
That's
is how
awesome.
it works.
I took linear algebra, and they told me that it had these like implications, that it does this kind of stuff. But I didn't know this is how it did it. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, for rotation, you have cosines on the identity, and then a sin and a minus sign. I don't know how to say like sign. Yeah, you have a sign and then a minus sign, and this is how you do rotation. And the coolest one is not even like translation. It's actually like translation outside of the origin. Because if you try to uh, not translate, scaling. If you try to scale outside of the origin, you actually scale and move the object because you're just like you're doing that multiplication, and that actually scales and moves the object. So in order to just scale an object, you have to bring it back to like translate it to the origin, scale it, and then translate it back to where it should be. That's how you scale an object that's not in the origin. But well,
Oh
I
wow, that's pretty
digress.
complicated.
Yeah, I digress. Let's get back to CSS. So okay, we were at skewing at the y-axis. All right. Uh, rotation. That's scaling. That's translating. Okay, that's rotating. Okay. So basically, what it does is just rotates the object. And there's one detail because it doesn't just rotate like the CSS, it rotates everything. For example, if there's a text inside a div that's being like moved or rotated, the text is gonna rotate as well. As you can see, like everything is rotating. And as we can see here, you can rotate at the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. So basically, well, yeah, we have the examples here. Let me see if I can do like a 360 degrees, because those are not.
So you're doing
No.
this is remind me again. This is transformations, right?
No, these are rotations.
But
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
your
yeah,
topic,
well,
it's
the topic
transition.
is it's transformations.
Transformations. Yeah.
Yes. So this is rotating along the y-axis. This is rotating along the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. Let me just see something. So yeah, so it's a left-hand rotation because yeah, wait, no, x is moving that way. Y is moving, yeah, it's a right hand because it's like this. Is it? No, I'm too confused.
I don't know.
I'm
It's really
sorry.
funny watching
I'm
you
sorry.
move your hands like that.
I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost because you can actually like you have there are like left-handed and right-handed rotations, and like this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and this is the z-axis, and the difference between like right-handed and left-handed is the x-axis. So the like it's important because if you don't know what you're using, you may like get your transformations wrong.
For sure.
So well, anyways, you can just check and see how is it working. So
cool,
you
man.
can do rotations in X, Y, and Z, and then you can do like scaling. For example, this is a very small div with a very small text inside of it. But if I come here and I increase if I add a scale, no, actually it's a transform scale. Yeah, it's like this. I refresh the page. This is 10 times bigger. And if I scale it to 50, this is 50 times bigger.
50 or 5 times bigger?
No, this is 50 times bigger.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought you said the other one was. Yeah.
Yeah.
10. The other one was 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the original size for it.
1.
Yeah. This is at 1.
Billy, Billy.
But then if I scale it 30 times, you can actually read what's inside. That's it for skewing, rotation, scaling, and now we just need to see translation. Well, there's not much to talk about in translation. It's just like it moves the object, you know, from like a place to another. It's pretty much like using a margin or a padding. It's just gonna move the object to another place, but then like you can actually use it to make animations and stuff. Not that you can't use, you know, margins to make animations because, for example, the example I did on week 7, yeah, this it moves things, and I'm just using margins, you know. So, uh, but for translations, okay. That's, oh, I can like try to create an animation and see how it works, but I don't think there's much point. Just uh, translation. Is it? Is it how? Translate. Okay. 0, 0, and then 100. Let's just see what's gonna happen. Yeah. Let me take the big one out of the way. Back to 1. Okay. There we go.
Whoa.
Oh, that's cool.
And I can actually like make it rotate and translate at the same time.
Oh, it's too many. It's too many things, man. It's blowing my mind.
Okay. 360 degrees. Okay. Oh, it didn't. I thought it would. Oh, I'm disappointed.
Oh.
I'm so
gee,
disappointed, man.
It did move, yeah.
Well, can you do like can you do like so you do so can you do yeah, exactly, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, do you not?
Maybe if I do
Yeah.
like this. Oh, I was so disappointed. Okay, there we go.
There we
There we
go.
go.
That's it.
Yep,
That's
on the
cool.
same line, it works. Okay.
Yeah, so if you're gonna put like the more than one transform, they all need to go on the same line.
That's cool. That's good to know. Yeah,
All
I think I
right.
have that. I do. Because I'm looking at what I did, and I did something almost pretty similar, not the same way. It's not because this you use these together with animations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like just in mine. I only use transforms, and I basically just like you can hover over something, it'll transform it. So I don't use it together with animations.
Oh, okay. Well, basically,
yours are cool.
I'm still working on it actually. So these are the 4 operations we use. Whoa. Okay.
Oh wow, we've been here for that long.
Well, anyway, so these are the 4 operations we can use on the transform CSS. And for like the matrix, I'm just gonna show you guys this example because it's just too hard to replicate. So in this example, like he scales and moves and translates all at the same time.
Oh my
This is the original, and like he shows that he can translate, scale, and like skew
all with the same function.
all at the same time just by using
like
these magical numbers.
It looks like a big fat mess though, dude.
Yeah.
Like when you look at all
horrible.
those numbers, it's like you can't, if you want to dedicate yourself and like if you do this, if that's all you did was front end, animation, like it might be worth learning, but like not for us, not for me.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But well, that's what I had for you guys this week, I guess.
That's cool, dude. That's
So,
awesome.
Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions? Or?
Yeah. So so to show us, take us back to your site one more time, just so I can look at it again.
Okay.
Just curious. Okay. And the increased scale, are you planning on having that like increase,
Yeah,
like
I
making
want
that
I want like when you click here, it just goes up.
makes the box bigger?
Yeah. So I was
Cool.
actually trying to do it like I thought this would work, you know, like size +1 and then just set scale to 5, but it didn't. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe I do have to use transform and then maybe transform and scale. No, there's not. It's not an option. Yeah, I don't think that's it. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna look into it how to use like this button to increase the size of my box.
You could use CSS for that box, and when you click on it, the click event, you would say you would say the box ID plus dot click, I think, and then you would put your transform in CSS there, and it should work.
Makes sense. But how do I capture like the actual scale of the box?
Like how big
Can I
it is
just,
to
like-
add? I'll add one
How
onto
big
it.
you
Huh?
want it, or how big it is already?
Yeah, how big it is already to add one.
Oh, I guess you could have a property. You could have just like a global variable kind of thing, and just like increment it and then set that. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, because that's kind of what I tried to do here. You know,
Oh, that didn't work. Oh yeah, that is. Yep.
I created like a global variable
Oh,
and
I
then
see. Yeah.
I tried to implement it, but it didn't work.
Because you're just not accessing like there's a special property or something that you have to access.
So because like it just shows scale as a property, you know. So I thought that this would be what's up, but it's not. But I'll figure
It's
it out.
moving. It's moving a little bit. So is
Yeah,
it doing
but
something to it?
It's
Or what is-
switching, but it's because of the
the other
because of the
animations.
boxes.
Okay.
It's doing a twitch.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening to it? You're doing something.
No, it's because
know
of
what
the
it
other
is.
animations.
That's cool, man. That's a cool looking page. You always come up with really cool looking pages.
Well, still a long way to go because
Well, you doing way better than me already.
but I have 3 weeks that I have to fulfill because the material for last week I actually lost.
Oh no.
So I have to do it all over again, and I'm still like I'm behind on week 5 and week 6.
How'd you lose it? You didn't
When I
commit it?
switched the for the SSD.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
You
anyways,
didn't commit it before. You didn't commit it and push it.
yeah,
before, huh?
I didn't.
Yeah.
So now I'm committing like
Bummer.
every time I do something.
Yeah. That's a good. Yeah.
So I'll just stop sharing my screen now.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right.
Team. Well, is this our last? Did we have
Thank
one
you.
more meeting last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more meeting.
I'm gonna teach
Okay.
the last class next week.
Okay, cool then. I'm excited for it, Lucas.
I'm gonna
Thanks,
try to make
guys.
something cool because it's just animation. So I'm gonna try to make some cool animation for
Yeah, I don't doubt you will. That'd be awesome.
it.
Hey, see you guys. I'll send out the cloud
Hey,
recording.
just so when are we meeting next week?
Just a sec.
Do you want to do it the same time? Is
Okay, on
Good,
Thursday.
or if this is good for you, it's fine for me.
All right, so Thursday at this time.
Yeah.
It's okay. Thursday.
All right, it's 9:30 p.m. for me.
Okay. And it's 7:30 for me.
And 7:30 for me too.
And
Sounds good.
6:30 for Gavin?
Yep.
All right. So, all right, guys. I guess that's it. So
I
we
didn't.
can
I didn't.
stop
I
recording
didn't.
now.
It didn't give me the option to record to the cloud. So I'm
Uh-oh.
wondering. I'm wondering what it's recording to right now. I just barely noticed that. Anyways, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know, please.
So
Yeah.
sorry. I think it'll be fine, but I bet. I wonder if it remembered my last decision. I hope that's it. So
I hope so.
okay,
If
I'll
it
let you know.
doesn't, you have to upload it to YouTube.
I'll just record all by myself and say
Yeah, please.
record a video just me, and I'll explain everything and I'll send it out.
All right.
Okay, see you guys.
Okay.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.